Wow, what up, y'all? It's your boy DJ Rooster back at it again. Wake your ass up. Wallace never sleeps. You heard me? We here to talk some basketball. Not just Pelicans today. Because, it's fire sale on our team. Everybody got to go. Unless you're Derek Queen or Jeremiah Fields, everybody got to go. Hey, look. Put them on the trading block. Everybody got to go. So I'm looking around the league and seeing what teams have some good players that we will want. And hopefully maybe we get a draft pick from, hopefully. But if not, whatever. And one player I really was looking at, Jonathan Kuminga. Him and Zion are pretty similar. So I was saying, look, we trade Zion, get back Kuminga, get back like maybe a first round pick. Y'all got to give up that first round pick. Y'all have to get that bitch up. We need that. There's nobody else on the team I really give a fuck about. Buddy Hield, I don't know Buddy Hield. Oh, maybe Buddy. Buddy might be all right here, actually. Give us Quentin Post. Matter of fact, give it Jonathan Kuminga and Quentin Post. Hey, y'all don't know how to use big, so give us them, and then we'll give you Zion. You might have to throw another pick in there too, to make the money work too. I don't know if it's gonna work because Zion's making max. Kuminga's only making 30. I don't know how much Post is making, so I don't know if they can really make the money work with that. But it's a good opportunity to bring up something that's really been on my mind for a lot. I've been thinking about Jonathan Kuminga's situation and how it kind of mirrors the Brandon Ingram situation over here in New Orleans. And I always say, bro, if you want to see what Golden State's going to look like after Jonathan Kuminga's gone, go look in New Orleans. Just getting rid of B.I. It's the same thing. The fan base and the media turned on him for stuff that wasn't his fault. I mean, just like Kuminga, it wasn't all B.I.'s fault. I mean, B.I. wasn't completely blameless in his time here. But he was mostly the one holding it down. And they was asking him extra shit. Say fuck asking Zion to do extra shit. They wanted Brandon Ingram to do more and more and more. He gave you more and more and more. The fans still hated him. And just like Kuminga, so I have a soft spot for Kuminga. And I've been rooting for this kid because it reminds me of how we did Brandon Ingram. So I want to see him succeed, but I've never seen an organization just like fuck over a first round draft pick, a lottery pick, like this. I've never seen this in my life. Like you out here playing like what the Golden State Warriors fans always say. You playing Anthony Lamb, and there's some other players that we mentioned it, but Anthony Lamb is the one that really stuck to me. But like y'all have this asset that y'all don't think is valuable, but you want to trade them for a higher value than you're willing to use them on your team for. Like, for all the shit that you want back for the dude, like, you should just be playing them. Like, it doesn't make any sense. So, like, you want to trade them, but you want to trade them for a lot, but you don't want to use them. It's the weirdest shit ever. Like, what kind of weird limbo? So, it's kind of like B.I. You got shoot more threes. He'll get benched. He was getting benched at the end, when he was our main contributor. Stupid shit. There's a whole thing. So JK and BI situations are very similar. And this dude's only like 22 years old. That's just crazy. And I would entertain a Zion for JK trade, but I don't think JK, we got a little PTSD when it comes to injuries. He's 22 and he's already have like terrible knee shit, and he's not looking good. Hopefully, with technology and all that, hopefully, he can bounce back. But it just doesn't make any sense how Golden State just ruined this kid. And nobody really holds these organizations and these so-called Hall of Fame players accountable. Like, it doesn't make any sense. You're the adults in the room. The adults over here are being childish and everybody's blaming the kid. Like, all of this really started not because he doesn't fit in. That's just a scapegoat fucking wrap around the situation. It's because Steve Kerr and the organization are freaking petty. They're punishing Kuminga for not taking the offer that they initially gave him. They could have just gave him the same offer, you know what I'm saying? But they played hardball, did all this bullshit. They sat him down and did all this. Like, son, yeah, he turned down $30 million, whatever. So what's up? Just so he should just give him the same thing. But they punished the dude, which eventually he got like the same offer ish, pretty much. Eventually, he just did that from the jump. I always say, well, I thought I heard something. There's New Orleans, there's haunted shit everywhere, but don't worry about no damn ghosts. Treat him like a dog. Get out here, ghost. Go ahead, leave me alone. Okay, I just see. I'm looking at the shadow. Okay, no, that's just my shadow moving. That's just my shadow. All right, but what's really scarier is that you got this really talented kid just riding the bench and not happy about his role, having everybody blaming for your problems. So bring them all over here. It's just if you're gonna develop a player. They have the worst the development team I've ever seen in my life. Like, in order for a player to get better consistently, especially a first-round pick who didn't really grow up playing basketball, he needs to be playing consistently and not worrying about a hook. It doesn't make any sense. That's just from a third-party perspective. Somebody, look, go to say y'all don't want him, bring him back. And it's just weird how grown people aren't held to accountability, professional standards, where you're just mad at this dude because he made you feel some kind of way. And then he said some stuff about it. They go back and forth. African dudes, man, they don't hold their tongue like that. And this dude's young, brash. Like, man, this is bullshit. But you got old ass Steve Kerr, you know what I'm saying, within his old kind of authoritarian ways. It's my way or the highway shit. Like, man, it's weird as hell. Get him out on the floor, increase his trade value, then trade him. But like, you want to trade him, but then set him and then depreciate his value. But then you want extra for him. Like, I've never seen such a stupid ass organization in my life. Like, you want to talk about the Kings, but if it wasn't for Steph Curry, Golden State would look even worse than the Kings. Like, Draymond is garbage. He's the biggest reason the team is trash, because he offers no versatility. You can't make versatile lineups around Draymond. You have to literally run the entire team through him and to fit him, because otherwise he'll be useless. He'll just be sitting on the bench, which he should be anyway. Draymond really should be playing like 10, 15 minutes a game. Because if Draymond was so good and if individual defense was so important, then the Warriors would be trash without Draymond on the court. But the Warriors always do well without him. Like, every time he misses, the Warriors don't skip a beat defensively. They're still good. So he's kind of overrated. But Jonathan Kuminga's bad defense. It's just weird seeing an organization treat players like that. And once again, they say, I got a soft spot for Kuminga because of Brandon Ingram. And because Steph Curry is my favorite player. It was Anthony Davis. Fuck him, as you see from all the, NOLA shit. 504 all day. 504. Fuck Anthony Davis, though. He can eat a dick. Steph Curry, Kobe Bryant, Chris Paul, Drew Holiday, my favorite players all time. So when I see the organization fucking over Steph, he should have had another ring. He should have. That don't make any sense. So we'll take him. There was one thing I want to say. I'm kind of rambling, but there's one thing in particular. Oh yeah, about that interview that he had with Steve Kerr, talking about, Steve Kerr's an old guy. Jonathan Kuminga's 22. He gave some pretty decent insight. Yeah, I didn't think about that too yet. But there's a lot of old coaches. That's part of your job. You have to connect with the younger kids, with the youth. Like, this is like NBA. This is what you're paid to do. But the most pressing matter was when this dude said it takes time to have different cultures. Different that he alluded to what I'm talking about too, like just the different culture, like how like abrasive, but just like like up front, like a lot of them African nations are, like I'll just tell you like it is. And Steve Kerr being a control freak, don't like that. And Draymond said, look, it takes more than 6 months to learn how to, coach somebody. I'm like, what you talking about? Okay, all right, I can give you I guess. Because he's a different person. But that speaks more on Kerr not being able to adjust to people. Like, that, as a head coach, you are supposed to be a leader of men. Like the great Herb Edwards said, hello. You play to win the game. And you're not playing to win with the game. You're playing out your emotions. Steve Kerr ain't a leader. He's not controlling Draymond when he's knocking people out. He's not leading the team. And the young people always felt that way. The young players on the team always felt that way. Wiggins felt that way. J.K., Poole, all the dudes, they fuck y'all. That's how Looney ain't had shit to say nice where he left. Now he can't really get on the floor here, you know. But now I think he will. We do need rebounding. He needs to get on the floor more. But how you gonna hold a player to crazy standards, give him the hook, and expect him to like just develop correctly, and then shift all the blame without taking the blame of yourself, without acknowledging the fact that you haven't raised any good players. Jordan Poole worked his own self out. He was garbage his rookie year, and he worked his own self on like to the level that he was at. And he has regressed this year, unfortunately. But it is what it is. So I don't know, y'all. I just think the NBA is crazy. Somebody needs to hold these people accountable. I want Steph Curry to get another ring. If my Pels can't get it, it don't look like it's gonna happen. But Mike, the season's still young. So hell, man, look, trade, give us stuff. Saying stuff for Zion. I know y'all all do it. Yeah, man. If you do pick up Kuminga, because I know they was talking Trey Murphy third or Herb Jones. I heard some people talking about that, and I would be willing to give up either of them, really. If it added Kuminga, I would prefer. Really doesn't matter. Herb Jones and Trey Murphy, they're different, but they're like similar enough for like a roll around Zion. They both, not Zion, but Zion and Kuminga, they both just gonna be on the 3-point line, hanging out anyway. So regardless of who we pick up, because there is no way that Kuminga, Derek Queen, and Zion could all coexist. That's not a thing that can happen. So I don't know. Let's see. Hopefully, wherever Kuminga goes, they say I root for the kid. I root for Steph, but it looks like Steph's career is done. That's his own fault, because even though I consider Steph in the GOAT conversation, one of the 3 greatest players of all time with Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, each one of the GOATs have their own flaws. Curry's flaw, he's just not a good leader. Kobe Bryant was a great leader, and so was MJ. But their leadership styles are very different. I would say well, MJ was a good leader. I wouldn't give him great leader. I would say he was a really good leader. Kobe Bryant was like the leader that you want. That hard-nosed dude, perfectly in balance. He just wanted greatness from you. That he'll pass you the ball if you worked out. But Steph, he lets bullshit go. He lets Draymond run wild. He lets Steve Kerr. I've never seen a superstar just like never throw that superstar power around. You never throw your superstar weight around. It's weird. So I don't know what it is. I guess that's all I got to say on that situation. Whoever we give up, hopefully everything works out for the Pels and Golden State. Because in the perfect world, I really want to see both Golden State and New Orleans in the playoffs. They'll play against each other in the conference finals. That was like my dream scenario. Don't laugh, okay? Shit, look, everybody got hope. We was looking good. But that's all for today, y'all. Be real. Be easy. Make sure you check out some of my other videos. I got some Pelican stuff, Saints stuff for the most part. And I might have some other basketball takes. I have a lot of different thoughts about basketball and how it should be played. I want to make a video outlining offense, defense, and special teams. Nobody talks about special teams in basketball because a lot of people overrate defense. Defense isn't nearly as important as people say, because it's equally as important as offense. People put defense over offense, but it's equally as important. It's low key less important. Offense is is a little bit more important, and I'll go over why. I know you don't think so. Defense is very important. But offense, because offense sets up your defense. And that's where the transition, where Kuminga shines in transition. That's like the special teams aspect. Rebounding, intangibles, the fast break and the transition. Those are what I call like special teams, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, I'll get into another video on that. So once again, y'all have a great day. Take it easy. Roost out.